News came out today that apparently the CW is getting another vampire TV show, and that is actually based off a franchise by the name of The Lost Boys. Yes, the classic 1987 vampire film is coming to CW, and I gotta say, this makes a lot more sense than when they were... You guys remember when they were trying to do a Friday the 13th show for the CW? Yeah, this is more plausible. Like, this is more plausible. The reason why I'm kind of, like, okay with the CW getting The Lost Boys and making it a TV show is, number one, they've done vampire shows before. Good vampire shows before, like the originals. And it is kind of in their wheelhouse, that whole young adult kind of fun, and, you know, well, not fun, but like that whole young adult teen angst kind of thing that the Lost Boys kind of dug into. So this is, if anything, this is the perfect horror genre. This is the perfect horror film to essentially make into a CW show. This is perfect for them. Now, from what the article I read, it didn't give much, other than the CW's ordering a pilot for The Lost Boys. So, even though it got a pilot, doesn't mean it's going to get a show, basically. So, keep that in mind. Remember when the CW tried to do an Aquaman show that was set in the Smallville universe? Yeah, that didn't go so well, did it? So, that's the big thing you have to look at right now, is that keep in mind, this is just only a pilot, so you really have to take that with a grain of salt. Now, the article I read didn't really give much other than, hey, they're totally doing a pilot for The Lost Boys. So I don't know what exactly they're doing. So it could easily be a reboot of and make it into a TV series with an all-new cast of characters, or they're playing actors who are playing classic characters, or it could easily be a sequel to the movie. It could easily be a sequel to the original movie, much like how Tim Seeley's Vertigo comics, the Lost Boys have got a Vertigo comic series, and that's actually technically a official sequel, quote-unquote, official sequel to The Lost Boys. Although it's kind of funny, I haven't seen a second volume yet, probably because A, Tim Seeley's busy, and maybe this pilot had something to do with the comics coming out a little slower. I don't know what the full case is, so, yeah. Now, the big thing with this is that, the big thing with this is that if this is a retelling, if this is a reboot of and making the movie and bringing it into more modern times, who are you going to cast as different characters? Like, who's going to be David? Yeah, that's the big question. Is like, who are you going to have to play David? Because Kiefer Sutherland really killed it in that role. Bum bum. Yeah, I made a bad joke. I apologize. So that's the big question right there. Is how are they going to do? How are they going to do this storyline and with new actors? The other question you have to ask is, if this is a sequel, where do you go? Because I would imagine you're going to more or less forego the not-so-great sequels of the original film. So that's another thing, is like, if you follow the original 1987 film, are you going to focus more on the Frog Brothers and them hunting vampires? What are we going to do here? What is the general plan? And the other thing is with CW is that since it's a cable TV show, you can't exactly go too bloody. You can't exactly go too bloody with this franchise. Although I will say they got away with some shit in Vampire Diaries and the originals. They got away with some pretty dark stuff here and there. But if you guys remember Lost Boys, that was a pretty violent movie. So the big question is, what are you going? How far can they take it on CW? That's the major question: is how far can you take it in this CW era type show? Yeah. So that's the big question right there. Is how far can you take it, and if this is going to be a reboot? Now, if it's a reboot, it's going to be interesting to see how they take a lot of the stuff that the original film had and try to bring it into a new light. Because, yeah, back in 1987, you could easily say, like, oh, these guys, you know, they're pretending to be vampires, but they actually know they actually really are vampires. In this day and age, someone would be recording that shit on their phone, and, you know, the internet would just be a buzz of vampires. So, are they going to keep it like a period piece and keep it in the 80s? Which I would not put it past them to do so, because of, like, again, 80s, there's an 80s nostalgia trip going on still, thanks to Stranger Things and a few other places. So they could easily make this an 80s show. I mean, they could easily set this as a period piece TV show just with a new cast, although I would like to see, maybe it'd be kind of cool if they just recast David and had Kiefer Sutherland in the movie as a different character. Maybe it would be kind of fun, like a total nod, like maybe if this is a reboot of the of the movie and make it into a TV series, maybe David's vampire gang. Remember that opening scene where they tear apart the security guard? Maybe it'd be fun if Kiefer Sutherland was the security guard they ripped apart in the first act of the film. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This looks like a neat idea. But you guys tell me in the comments below. What do you guys think of the CW getting The Lost Boys as a TV series? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Also, are you looking at, do you want this to be a reboot and make it like the movie, only as a TV series, or do you want it to be a sequel to the TV series and see where characters are at now? Just comment below, let us know here at Comic Universe. I'm DPZ. And if you're new here, remember to smash that subscribe button and be a part of Earth's Mighty Subscribers, and share across all forms of social media. We really appreciate it here. And once again, thank you so much for helping us get to 800 subscribers, and, you know, and hopefully we can get on to more. So, once again, we will see you right here once more here in the universe.